Many years ago, might be 12, 15, I had an idea. I was going to create a journal, a notebook, to leave on the conservation land that I am now walking. There is a lookout, about half a mile from here, where you can actually see Boston on a clear day. My idea was to leave a blank notebook for people who visited that scenic spot to write in, to share little details, nothing very long or involved, but I kept hesitating. I kept waiting. My idea was that people would write in it. I wanted to know things like the date, how many people in the party, first names, just out of curiosity, time of day that they visited, and a couple words about the weather. I also left space for the visitor to write more if they wanted, maybe write a poem or make a quick sketch. And I hesitated. I kept waiting for the perfect moment, the perfect time to begin such a project. Things like the first day of spring, the first day of summer, the first day of a new year. So, my idea went without doing. And then one day, I don't even know why, maybe it was that the stars had really aligned. Maybe I did get everything put together for January 1st. I finally gathered the supplies, a cheap set of colored pencils, a couple ballpoint pens, the notebook with printed pages, a cover for this little notebook that said the Oak Hill Project, and a large Ziploc bag to keep the notebook dry and not damaged by things like snow or rain. I assembled everything. I double bagged just in case. And courageously, I left this little package by the rock, by the lookout. I had several thoughts in mind about what would happen. The first, nothing. People would see this and not open it up, not write in a single word, never take up the challenge. The second, that people would be disrespectful. The third possibility was that people would actually write nice things, draw pictures, talk about their day, journal, reflect, whatever came to mind. And do you know what happened? The third thing. People seemed to actually love it. They would write about what the weather was like, what the view was like, how much they loved this spot. They would write about their dog, their friends, family that were on this little trip with them. One of my favorite ones was somebody who had drawn a nice little picture showing pine trees and an acorn. It is called Oak Hill after all. I didn't tell anybody about my little project. I kept it to myself. And one day, I came up here with a friend, and the friend said, look at that, that's interesting. And they picked it up, and they wrote about our walk on that day. As time went on, as days and weeks and months, the notebook would fill up. I would collect those pages, bring them home, and replace them with other pages. I kept this up for several years, and I have probably hundreds of pages. Will this project ever turn into anything? I think it already has. One of the things that I learned from it was the courage to actually put something out there. My little idea brought to life. The Oak Hill Project. I supplemented it with photos. One year, my husband and I pledged to our daughter that we would come up to that spot, Lookout Rock, every day for a year. We missed 3 days that year. Once because we had gone away for a little 3-day weekend. And while we were able to do day 1 and day 3, we couldn't do day 2. Not from Connecticut. Another day, I had hurt my leg, and a doctor advised me that I should keep still in case it was a blood clot. It wasn't. And the third day, I think both my husband and I were incapacitated for whatever reason. But every day, we would take a picture from the same spot, the exact same spot. And on Instagram, if you look up the hashtag, the Oak Hill Project, you can find those pictures. Not just ours, but other people who had visited the rock, picked up the notebook, and looked inside. What do you want to do? What do you have in mind? Is it a project just for yourself? Is it a kind of public project like the notebook that you hope others might participate in? Don't wait for the perfect day. Any day can be perfect. All you have to do is do the thing. That's it for today. A biento.